Hi, my name is Jordan Troutman, and this summer I've been researching with Dr. Anand Sawata in the field of machine learning. And if you don't know what machine learning is, it's essentially the process to which machines learn how to make decisions, or computers. And these decisions that these computers are using are starting to be making life-changing decisions. Companies aren't even looking at our resumes anymore. They're just passing them through computer algorithms to sort and find who the most qualified applicants are. But have you ever thought that these algorithms could be biased or even racist? It's kind of important to understand how these machines are actually learning. See, machines learn just like we do. They learn off of observations or data that they're given. So if the data is biased in any way, then the algorithm itself is going to be biased as well. There's this one algorithm, Compass, which looks to see if people have committed crimes are likely to commit crimes again. And an analysis was done on Compass, and they found that African Americans are twice as likely to be categorized as being of high risk of committing a crime again when they didn't commit a crime again, compared to white individuals who were categorized as of being low risk by the Compass algorithm, but actually did commit a crime again. Now, this might be a coincidence, but this has really sparked the computer science community to start thinking about these algorithms that we're using and making and seeing if they're being fair across all demographic groups. And in the past couple of years, they've been doing some good work. They've figured out some fairness definitions, but with these fairness definitions, you usually need two things. You need to have the predicted value, or what the computer thinks is going to happen, and then you need the ground truth, what actually happens. But what if you don't have a ground truth? Say you're applying for a loan, right? And you think you're the most qualified applicant, you should get the loan, but you're denied. How can we say you really should have been denied for that loan, or you should have been approved? We have no real way of saying that you should have been approved or not. So that's what we start to do. How can we still figure out if you're being fair and algorithms being fair when we don't have this ground truth? So we decided to start looking at how the factors are differently weighted among different groups. So say an example that we have, we're trying to see if someone should be hired or not for a job. And we're looking at three things. We're looking at their aptitude, the school that they come from, and their previous work experience. But in our decision process, we split it between males and females. And we see that for women, we're really focused on their aptitude. That's the only thing that we actually care about. But as for men, really the only thing that we care about is their previous work experience. We're using two different classification techniques to come to the same decision, which could imply some kind of bias. So that's what we did with our home mortgage loan data. We had some data from 2014 about public loans to see if there is bias in this sense. And our data consists of an applicant's race, their gender, other demographic features, and some other information pertaining to the loan itself. We split the data according to different demographic groups, and then we made models for each different racial group to see if the factors are weighted differently among each demographic group. And we saw that the factors are actually weighted differently. For some groups, it seems that some factors are more important than others. So see here that the minority population, or the median income, is very important for the black and white applicants, but not as so for other races. But home ownership seems to be very important for other races, but not as so much for black and whites. Now this is very interesting, but it might not be the most accurate or representative. First, we don't have all that different variables that we can look at, and also the sample sizes are different. Meaning that for white applicants, there's a lot of them, but for the minority groups, there's not that many. So when we make these models and we train on them, we're making more general observations with a smaller pool of people, meaning that it might not be fully representative of the overall population. So where do we go from here? Well, we're still going to model. We're going to look at some more models to see if we can get a better understanding of actually the variables and the different weights. But more so, we're more interested in the factors, something that hasn't been looked at in the machine learning community before. Looking to see if the strength between certain factors is more important in the decision outcomes across different maybe demographic groups or areas or different locations. But needless to say, we still have to question and to think about these algorithms that we're using in our everyday lives. The Amazon recommendations, the Google searches, anything that a computer is telling us that we might like or predicting about us. Where are they learning these predictions from? It's not easy to just ask a computer if it's racist or not, or if it's discriminatory, because I've tried. Hey Siri, are you racist?
Let's talk about you, Jordan, not me.
See, Siri doesn't want to talk about it. But more so, Siri doesn't even know if it's racist or not. And it's kind of scary to think that Siri doesn't know if it's racist and it's making decisions and algorithms are making decisions, right? But we have to remember that computers are just like us in a sense. They learn from us. They're learning from the things that we say. So we always have to keep our eyes open and remember that computers are never less neutral than we are, and that we have to keep computers just as accountable as we keep everyone else. Thank you.